formula has infinite depth in its efficacy and application, but it is staggeringly simple and completely consistent.
Due to lack of anti-cancer efficacy and toxicity.
Hey, welcome to TalkWord. This is the show where we get our hands dirty and really dig into English words, what they mean, where they come from, and how to actually use them. Today, we're tackling a really fantastic word, one you've probably heard thrown around in the news or in serious reports: efficacy. Okay, let's just jump right in.
So, let me ask you something. You know that feeling when you want to say something works well, but it just sounds kind of weak? Like it doesn't have the punch you need, especially if you're in a meeting or writing something important? You need a word that's more precise, more scientific. So, what do?
Well, that's where our word of the day comes in: efficacy. This is that powerful, precise word that's going to level up your vocabulary. It lets you say exactly what you mean when you're talking about whether or not something actually gets the job done.
So, what is it really? Efficacy is the ability to produce the result you wanted. But, and this is the key, you've got to remember this part, it's almost always talking about results under ideal or controlled conditions. Picture a perfect lab setting where everything goes exactly according to plan. That's the home turf of efficacy.
And just for a little backstory, it comes from the Latin word efficax, which meant powerful or effective. And you can kind of feel that, can't you? There's a certain weight to the word. It's not just that it works, it's that it has the power to work. All right, now we're getting to the really juicy part. This is the detail that trips a lot of people up, and understanding it will make you sound so much smarter. We're going to look at efficacy versus its very, very close cousin, effectiveness.
And that's the million-dollar question, right? If they both sound like effective, why on earth do we have two different words for it? What's the real difference? Well, it all comes down to one thing: context.
Okay, check this out. It's actually pretty simple when you break it down like this. Efficacy is all about if something works in theory, in those perfect, ideal lab conditions. Effectiveness, that's about whether it works in practice, out in the messy, chaotic, unpredictable real world. Let me give you a perfect example. A new vaccine might show 95% efficacy in a clinical trial. Everything's controlled, everyone takes it on time, it's perfect. But its effectiveness, when rolled out to the public, might be lower, because in the real world, you've got shipping delays, people missing appointments, you get the idea. So just remember, efficacy is the lab, effectiveness is life. And hey, while we're at it, let's throw in the third musketeer: efficiency. Now this one's different. It's not just about getting a result, it's about getting it with the least amount of waste. You could have a program that's effective, but if it cost $1 billion and took 10 years, it sure wasn't very efficient. Okay, enough theory. Let's talk about putting this word to work. Where are you actually going to see efficacy out in the wild? And better yet, where can you start using it to make yourself sound sharper and more precise?
First up, the most common place you'll see it is in medicine. You'll read a sentence like, "The clinical trial confirmed the high efficacy of the new drug." All that means is that in their control tests, this drug really, really worked. But it's not just for scientists. In the business world, you might hear, "We are measuring the efficacy of the new digital marketing strategy." What they're doing is testing it under controlled conditions, maybe on a small group, to see if the core idea even works before they spend a ton of money on it.
And one more, from the world of government and policy. A report questioned the efficacy of the government's job creation program. They're not just asking if it worked in the real world, they're questioning if the program was even designed to work in the first place, on paper. Whew, okay, we've gone through a lot. So let's just boil it all down to the absolute must-know takeaways. If you forget everything else, just remember what's coming up next. Here it is, your cheat sheet. Efficacy? Does it work in a perfect world? Effectiveness? Does it work in the real world? And efficiency? Does it work without wasting a bunch of time and money? Got it? 3 different ideas, 3 incredibly useful words. So that's our deep dive, but I want to leave you with a little challenge. Now you know the real difference and you've got this sharp new tool in your vocabulary. So my question to you is, where are you going to use the word efficacy this week? Hey, thanks so much for tuning in to TalkWord. If you want to keep building up that amazing vocabulary, you've got to check out the TalkWord mobile app. We've got tons more explainers like this one, and this is the cool part, you can even create your own with our friendly AI hosts. Until next time, keep being curious.
Martial efficacy, $250 at best.
The alphabet agencies calling into question the efficacy of the FBI's task force.